Tigers were ready to bounce the ball. Purser coming in from the side, and so is Cloak. And they're still going to meet head-on. And Purser got the knockout, but went into half-forward. Manson overran the ball, picked up by Petranglia. He sends it in towards the half-forward line, and a good mark's been taken here by Rance coming out about 48 metres out from goal. He didn't look sure when going for the ball, but he put it in okay, Jack.
Yes, he looks a bit overweight there too. I trained him a little bit, Ian. He looks a bit heavy there, but as I got the glasses on him.
Comes in, fires for goal. It'll come back a fraction, but it's hit the post. All about opening kick. He left it out on the left-hand side. The wind is... Well, it's slight, and it's going across the ground, and I think Rance allowed for it, but allowed just a fraction too much. And that is on the 3KZ Stillwell Ford scoreboard, one behind of the Bulldogs, their opening account. Short pass to half-back, gets it over towards Kerrison. Kerrison goes for another handball, but it's not a good one. It goes into Ford's hands. He's got a handball down the ground at James. Always had a fit of the fumbles. He now gets it out towards his teammate McGuinness. McGuinness on the left foot in towards goal, and that's a lovely shot towards goal. McGuinness with a left footer, and that looked dead set off the boot, Jack.
That was just a bully fumble, that James. It gave him the opportunity for McGuinness to get away from the pack that time. Took a nice hand pass from James, and he straightened up on that left foot on. As a left footer can kick a football, he really put that one right through the centre from a beautiful angle.
And a good opening for the Bulldogs after only 2 minutes. They're 1-1 on the board, and one of those was the poster. Checking the score with George Ferry of BFL Park.
No score yet, Ian.
And Gerald Burke at Richmond.
None here yet, Ian.
Roy Simmons, Hawthorn.
Same here, Ian. No score.
Bob Henderson, Geelong.
Haven't started yet, Ian.
Right, gee, we're well off the job here at Victoria Park. Here's the bounce of the ball. Up it goes in the air, and Purser gets an easy bounce and thumps it 20 metres into the forward zone. But from half-back coming across to pick it up was Gavin Brown. Gets it over towards the outer side of the ground. A run for the ball. Mullainer's after it. He gets shepherded there, but the ball is over the line, and he makes it sure it goes further. I think the umpire's going to penalise him for it. Or is he just giving him a little warning? No, he's had a little warning to Darren and said, don't do that again, or you'll find you'll be penalised. Or maybe even just a time-wasting report. David Cloak backflips the ball in the ruck, gets into open territory. Turner comes through, gets a left foot for the Magpies into the forward zone. A chance here. Leading across into the ball was Banks, but he couldn't quite pick it up. Mullane comes in. His grab with a good tackle. Ball hits the ground. They go in after them there. Baxter received a solid bump by Turner, who was letting his teammate go in for the ball. But it's all to no avail. The ball ended up on the ground with Banks, and his opponent looks like Cordy at that stage, going away. Eccleston there too, and Eccleston was the one on the ground with Banks. Ball's out in the ruck. Petranglia picks it up, gets a little handball out. It's out in the open again. Now McGuinness has got open territory, sidesteps around one player who was well shepherded by his teammate at the back. His kick in the forward line is not quite good enough. It doesn't go over the head of Kroll, who has managed to lift his arms and stretch that little bit. He plays on nicely, gets 1-2 bounces in, boots in towards the centre of the ground. Foster playing in front of Taylor, takes a good mark and goes straight on with it. Boots it in towards half forward. Up they go on the air. Good mark here coming in from Manson, who rose high. A beautiful mover for the ball until all of a sudden he puts the boot to his ball, to the ball to boot, and it doesn't look so flash. But he goes to the outer side of the ground, gets it over there to little Ryan, who ended up with concussion last week, and we thought he may be out of the ground. But no, he's still playing, sends off a good pass on this occasion to his teammate and Filkey's off. In towards the centre of the ground, looking for Banks. Banks takes that, well, he nearly took the mark, fumbled it and played on and drove in towards the grandstand half-forward line. Starcevich comes out. Ball bounces towards the boundary line, over the line and out of bounds. What do you think about that move of Starcevich to full forward, Jack?
Well, I don't think you alter a winning move, and that was a winning move last week, Ian, at centre half forward.
Yes, if it changes in the first 5 minutes, then that's okay, but at the moment I don't think it's doing anything. Cordy picked it up at the back of the pack for Footscray, sent it out towards the half-back flank, and the mark's taken by Ford. Ford hugs the boundary line, and it's over on the full, giving the ball away to the Magpies, and Turner will take the free kick. Turner, virtually on the wing position. Now he gets a lead from Ryan, no one's picking him up. McGuinness lets him go as Turner's kick drives deeper, but Purser's at the back here and has got a running shot at it. He fumbled the mark, and I think in the second moment he didn't know whether to tap it out towards his teammate in Wallace, but breaking away is Atkins. Nice piece of play. Turns in towards goal, but his shot is not good enough, and Kennedy's showing great anticipation, dropping back to take the mark. He goes for a wobbly sort of a punt out to the outer side of the ground where Cronin comes down, is tackled nicely, and the ball runs over the boundary line, but the umpire says throw it in. Cronin a little bit lucky there, Jack.
Yes, he was a little bit lucky. I don't know whether he tried to play on or not there, or something was wrong there. Really should have not tried to play on.
A flip down on the ground, a second knockout, a third knockout, up it goes, and trying to whip it away is Starcevich getting in the full forward position. Now he's out to centre half forward and Taylor's back to full forward. Well, it was the first 5 minutes, dragged into the ground. Magpie fans calling for a free kick. claimed the Bulldogs had held it too long. Foster said no way known, but I think he felt a little lucky when the umpire didn't penalise, and of course he could have got the driven into the ground as Kerrison really moved in on top of him. So the umpire did ball it up. Up it goes. Starcevic at centre half forward now. Taps it down the ground. And McPherson picks it up for Footscray out towards the outer side. Rance has picked it up, but went back to the right boot and couldn't handle it. Moved it in with a hand pass over to Maloney at Footscray to half forward. Man in front here for the Magpies, doing it well as Gafer. He goes for the handball over towards Christian coming up from the full-back line, and a beautiful foot pass out towards the wing there. Mullane is picking up the ball. Drives in towards half forward, looking for Manson. Up it goes, knocked to the ground by Purser. Purser's left in the open territory. In goes Atkins, picks it up, has to get a handball as he's tackled. Foster goes in, grabs the ball, is shepherded nicely by Petraglia. Torpedoes in towards centre half forward, falling back though to take a good mark as Gafer. Gafer for Magpies, another handball at Christian, who throws it out and eludes his opponent. Sends a good foot pass again, this time over towards Turner on the grandstand side, between the wing and the half-forward position. He goes to run around his opponent forward, just gets clear. He's run into trouble, but gets out of it nicely. Nearly a bit too risky, but got away with it, so he gets the credits. In towards half-forward it goes. Starcevic up, Banks in there. Banks goes up. He couldn't mark it, but the umpire said a little nudge there. It's going against Banks, and the free kick will go Footscray's way, and going back with Appleston. Gets a lead, but yes, he'll be long enough to kick it into half forward. Up it goes. It's over the head of Cousins. He's looking for a push in the back. Dragged to the ground that time, and it was a push in the back. I thought it was against the Magpies, although the Collingwood fans didn't think so, but Royal was just starting to get near the ball when he was pushed into the ground, and will take the free kick. Brian Royal with a right footer up towards Simon Beasley. It's Beasley against two. Wasn't good odds, but a kick along the ground by McGuinness. He's got the speed to get away with this if he can move a bit closer to the ball. He's given a nudge. The umpire said play on. He's tapped it out from underneath him. In they go. Royal in there to try and help out. A handball by McPherson goes back to McGuinness. He moves onto his right foot, snaps towards goal. It's close. It's hit the post. Another behind the Footscray. So that's 3 shots for goal, and 1 goal and 2 behinds. And both of those behinds have been posters. The Stillwell Ford scoreboard and 3Ks it is football.
This quarter brought to you by Stillwell Ford.
Can believe in Bill Stillwell, the man who knows his car.
Christian to the other side of the ground, and Morwood takes the mark and plays on. Laurie Sandilands.
And his kick isn't a good one. Goes into the centre of the ground. Brian Cordy comes through. Gets a handball away over towards Purser, but Mullane coming through. Puts his hand up and knocks the ball. He follows it up towards the wing position. Picks it up. Kicks in towards the half-forward flank, but the ball's over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Kerrison tagging McGuinness, and McGuinness right into the play in the first term with 1 goal and 1 poster on the board. The ball comes in on the half-forward flank for the Magpies. Purser in the front position. Starcevic goes over the top, but it's picked up there by Footscray, and a kick away by Brian Cordy to the wing position. Cloak went up, couldn't take the mark. Ron James comes through, but Kroll comes through and beats him to the punch, as it were. Not a good handball, though, and it's picked up by Cronin. Cronin into centre half-forward, up towards Royal, but lovely mark there by Collingwood. Gavin Brown in defence, in front of Royal, and a good mark on the half-back flank. Now a 15-metre penalty will bring him up close to the centre of the ground, and his kick will go into the centre of the ground. Foster goes up high, knocks the ball away from Taylor, down to Steve McPherson onto the left foot, up towards Beasley. Manson comes across and takes a beautiful mark. Handballs across to Brown, and Brown goes up towards the centre wing position. Bradbury's coming through, but Michael Ford of Footscray comes in and takes a good mark, playing very well early in the piece. And Ford handballs across to Cronin. Cronin dummies around, onto the right foot, kicks long up towards Beasley. Beasley goes up, but the ball's eluded all the players over the pack. Ron James comes through, he's playing the ball along the ground, got the fumbles, gets up, stands, fires towards goals, tackled as he got his boot the ball, and it's gone through for another behind to Footscray.
Stillwell Ford scoreboard. Footscray 1-3-9. Collingwood yet to score at the other grounds. Gerald Burke at Richmond.
Richmond and Sydney are 1-1 apiece.
George Ferry at VFL Park.
We've got Carlton 1 point, Essendon 3 points.
Christian goes to the outer side of the ground, and a little kick finds Gafer. Gafer with a big kick now, up towards Paul Morwood. It's over his head. Purser following up, picks the ball up, twists and turns. Now gets a long handball across to his teammate there in Maloney, but it's not a good one. Coming through nicely is Kroll. Kicks the ball up, kicks it along the ground, over towards Bradbury. He hits the ball along the ground to his teammate coming down there in Morwood. Morwood with a long left foot kick, up towards Taylor, who's now at full forward. Punched away by Kennedy. It comes back to Morwood. Morwood with a hurried kick up towards the goals. Coming through is Eccleston, went high, he drills the mark. Oh, Dennis Banks is met solidly, and Banks will get the free kick. Good play, and and a 15-metre penalty. Foster played on and kicked the ball away, and this will bring Brent right onto the goal line. Dennis Banks will not be able to miss this goal, and a good, tough bit of play by Banks to get that free kick.
Well, I think you're right, Jack, about the supporters. There's no doubt who the ground's predominant in the ground, and I would say it's 98,000 Collingwood's way and 2,000 Footscray's way.
If the umpire hadn't seen that free kick, they wouldn't know who it was.
No.
Banks now with the ball. He's just walking in. As I said, Foster's been brought right back onto the goal line, and Banks is now walking in. He's on the 10-metre line. Lines up and puts that through as easy as you like. That's the Magpies' first goal on the board, and that is the Stillwell forward scoreboard. Footscray 139, Collingwood 1 straight goal.
3KZ is football.
This quarter brought to you by Stillwell Ford.
Can believe in Viv Stillwell, the man who knows his car.
Roy Simmons has scored Hawthorn.
Hawthorn 4 goals, 125. The Eagles yet to score.
Bob Henderson at Geelong.
Geelong, 3 goals straight. Fitzroy, 1 goal.
Back in the centre of the ground, Terry Keys is on the ball. And, ruck roving. Cloak, of course, doing the ruck work. It comes towards Cloak, and he gets a knockout, but Steve McPherson scouts that well, but it's beautifully smothered by Turner. It comes down towards Wallace. He gets a little kick along the ground. Could be a free kick there to Collingwood, and it is Starcevic, Foster again over the top of him, and it's Starcevic with the free kick. Kicks long towards Taylor, made a good lead. Taylor goes up, almost took that mark, falling down to the ground. It hits the ground, though, stacks on the mill, and umpire Russo will come in to ball it up. We're about 40 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Collingwood kicking up to the grandstand end in the first term. Umpire Russo with the ball, puts it down. Not a good bounce. Over towards Starcevic, but Purser knocks it over to Maloney. He fumbles the ball, but dives on it. Banks is in there. Petraglia kicks it off the ground, and playing in front is Murray Rance. Takes a mark. Handballs to McPherson. McPherson with a quick handball across to Ford. Ford fumbles it, but knocks it further along towards McGuinness. McGuinness picks it up and puts a lovely little pass in towards Beasley. A beautiful right foot pass, and Beasley leading out in front of Christian has taken the mark 38 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. Nice bit of play there, and McGuinness really into the play in the first term and finishing off his work with some lovely passing. Beasley comes in. It's a nice looking kick by Beasley. The umpire's not moving much. And it's another goal to Footscray. 2-3. That will be 15 points on the Stillwell forward scoreboard. Collingwood, 1 straight goal.
Well, what do you think the impressions of the first 10 minutes, Jack?
All right, very good. I think they're on the game a little bit more than Collingwood at the present time. They've still got to get some of their match winners into the game, and that's, of course, Taylor and Starcevic. But it appears that Footscray's got their men going all right. They're looking for the ball, and they've opened very well indeed, especially McGuinness.
Yes, he's... problem with McGuinness, though, he rarely puts 4 quarters together. Yeah. Purser gets another knockout. Over towards Petraglia. He can't get a kick away. It comes loose. Coming through is Petraglia again, but Foster picks up the ball. Kicks out to the wing position on the grandstand side, and Mick Ford picks up the ball. Handballs across to Steve McPherson, and he's getting plenty of latitude. McPherson, a beautiful pass and a beautiful lead by Beasley, and he's got it again. This time he's directly in front of goals and about 40 metres out from goal.
I just wonder if McPherson's playing centre.
I think you might be right, Ian, but he's certainly in the play, and he's getting a lot of space to move in, and that's dangerous. He's a very good player. Beasley again with the ball, going for his second goal in as many minutes. That's a nicely directed kick too. It's just moving away, but it's through the goals. Yes, another goal. 2 goes to Beasley, and that's 21 points to Footscray on the Stillwell forward scoreboard. Collingwood, 1 goal.
And when that ball left the boot, Jack, I thought it was going to be another poster.
Yes, heading towards it. Fired the glasses right on. That too was heading for the post, and all of a sudden it just came back just that fraction. Although if you'd have been behind, I think it was a very straight kick, that one.
3-2 and the 2 of those posters, or 3-3 and 2 of those posters. Not bad shooting.
They could have had a big score up.
And the ball goes down again. Purser's up there, knocks it away. Rance punches the ball further on, up towards centre half forward. Petraglia comes through, ducks his head, could have got caught. He gets away. Oh, but there's 3 Collingwood players. They finally get the ball away from him. Tried to do too much. Kroll gets the ball out towards Mullane. Mullane onto the left foot, up towards the centre wing position. Brian Cordy comes through. He's defending well in the first term. A little kick over to his teammate there in Ford. Ford takes the mark, plays on. got hit around the neck. Play on is the call. Played the advantage rule. It comes to Petraglia. A little kick in towards centre half forward, and Royal playing in front has taken the mark.
Luck's a bit of a fortune there because they were off suited.
Beasley leads again. It's a lovely pass and a lovely lead. Beasley, his third shot for goal in as many minutes, and already Christian's in trouble with a very fast leading and of Beasley and the accurate passes that he's getting from further downfield. 3-3-21 Footscray. Beasley already with 2 goals.
I must admit I thought Christian's pace would keep him up with Beasley, but those passes have been pretty good, haven't they?
Yes, he hadn't had much hope with that one, I'll tell you. He let out brilliantly for that one.
That's not a good kick by Beasley. That one's skewing across the front of goals and through for another point. 2-1 to Beasley, that is. And Footscray on the Stillwell forward scoreboard. Move on to 3-4-21. Collingwood, 1 straight goal.
3 Ks it is football.
This quarter brought to you by Stillwell Ford.
Can believe in Biff Stillwell, the man who knows his car.
Score from George Ferry at VFL Park.
3 behinds to Carlton and 3 behinds to Essendon.
Coles managed to kick the ball to himself and played on, booted out to the outer side of the ground. A chance over here for the Magpies to get the ball into play. Looks like it is Turner breathing away. Gets the handball over there to Kerrison coming down the ground. He's had a big shot in towards the half-forward line. In front at the moment is Baxter, but he's missed the mark. It's down on the ground. They're on the Sports Play big logos at the moment. Looks as though they're skidding on ice, doesn't it? It's got that lightish colour about it, the light blue colour about it. Laurie, you were going to say?
Yes, Gafe has been moved down onto Beasley. The move had to come.
Here's the bounce of the ball. Cloak goes up. Nice knockout there by Purser. Gets it down towards McGuinness, but he's quickly trapped, can't move away, and the umpire will be forced to ball it up again. Could we take a score from Gerald Burke at Richmond?
Richmond 2-3-15, Sydney Swans 1-3-9.
Roy Simmons at Hawthorn.
Hawthorn 4-2-26, the Eagles 2-2-14.
A further bounce, up it goes. Purser gets the knockdown. It goes wide. It goes out to Ford, who's been moved over to Mullane on the outer side of the wing. His kick, though, is not a good one. It goes straight up over the line and out of bounds, and the Magpies will get the free kick. It's thrown back, and it's been hand passed from Keys and back over to his teammate. And that looks as though is that Rosonico on the ground already? Boots in towards the half-forward line. Up it goes in the air, trying to get out of the Packers' banks. He couldn't do so. A kick by Turner goes along the ground. A chance for the Magpies here. Brown gets a little short pass into half-forward, and Starcevic, who's been a good player for the Maggies all this year, gets the handball over the top to Filkey. Filkey goes for the pass to the pocket, and Brian Taylor is there. Kennedy was caught in 2 minds. Didn't know whether to go back and defend the goal or pick up Taylor, who had made the obvious chest move and moved out towards the pocket and left Kennedy in those 2 minds, and the ball was popped over by Filkey to Brian Taylor. Finished off with 6 goals last week. Let's see what he can do today. Yes, I think Rosonico was a correct call down there. Rosonico is on the ground, and Cloak has just gone off the ground now, and Manson's coming back on. Taylor shoots towards goal. The Magpie banners indicate it's a good one, and that's the second goal of the Maggies. 2 goals on the board at the 18-minute mark. Footscray 3-4-22, 10 points the difference, and we'll check it out the grounds with George Ferry at VFL Park.
Carlton 3 points and Essendon 3 points.
George Ferry at Gerald Burke at Richmond.
Richmond and Sydney Swans 2-3-15 apiece.
Roy Simmons at Hawthorn.
Hawthorn 4-2-26, West Coast 2-2-14.
Bob Henderson, Geelong.
Geelong 3-2-20, Fitzroy 1 goal.
Back to the centre. Umpire Mitchell moves in, sends it on its way. It's a big bounce. Run at the ball is Manson, but I think Purser really got it out towards the side. Picked up by Banks. Nice piece of play. Gets it over towards his teammate running down in Bradbury. Bradbury's taken the ball. Gets it over to Morwood. Morwood's kick is down the ground, but the umpire said he was interfered with as he took the kick, and it's going down the ground, and it'll be taken by Little Atkins, the former North Melbourne Rover. Now Atkins is 42 metres out from the centre of the goals. Boots towards the big sticks. Purser down there will thump it to the ground. He does do so. A chance here for little Ryan. Met solidly by Kennedy, and Kennedy's gone for the handball, but goes the wrong way. Goes straight out in the open. Ryan chased after, couldn't get it, and over the line and out of bounds it'll go for a throw in. Purser's there. Starcevic doing the ruck work for the Magpies. He gets in front and tried to pull out of the ruck at the last minute, and then Purser grabbed it, and he was grabbed in turn. Picked up by Kerrison with a flying shot into the sticks, and it's through for 1 behind, and that's the Maggies' first behind. 2-1-13 to Footscray, 3-4-22. And Maggie's starting to get the game rolling a bit more now, Jack.
A little bit more now, yes. He's sticking very close to Royal there, and he picked Royal up there in Kerrison. It seems to be his job for the day there. Kennedy started off to kick the ball back into play, but then propped and said get further over.
And they're doing just that as the lead goes over there from Foster. Foster always grabbed around the back, and the umpire allowed play to go on. A flying kick from Turner goes astray and goes straight to Royal. He breaks away and gets on his left foot. Goes into half forward, sticks it up in the air to Petraglia. It's not really a fair job. Petraglia is knee high to an ant. He turns around and gets out of it nicely though and boots in towards the centre full forward position. Beasley right out from goal, looking for a push in the back but didn't get it. And the umpire was right on the scene, so he didn't play it. A handball by Morwood goes to the back pocket to Rosonico. He goes out the half-back for the Maggies. Here's a chance for McPherson to come in. Bradbury goes over the top of him, but the umpire said there's a push in the back. I just wonder really whether that one might have been a make-up for Beasley's a few seconds beforehand, because Beasley's worse than that one to McPherson. McPherson shoots from the 50-metre line. It's right in the teeth of goal. Up they go. Man at the back, old play. Kroll breaks away. He didn't need to. He gets a little kick out the half-back. Picked up by Brown over to Rosonico. Rosonico's pulled out of the way. Bradbury goes in, grabs the ball, goes for a left footer across the face of goal, but leading us forward in the run to the ball, and Ford takes the mark. And Turner's yelling out to his teammate Bradbury, why in the heck did you do that?
Never said heck.
No, he may not have, Jack. What did he say? But it wasn't good, Jack. It wasn't good.
It was very bad play.
Different if the players made the lead to there, but it was nowhere near him. Now Ford, who's not noted as a goal kicker, is shooting from 45 metres out. Comes in. Goes in. The ball props up a little bit, and it's only... Oh, it's over the line and out of bounds. Did I say he's not noted as a goal kicker, or he's still not noted as a goal kicker? Footscray remain 3-4-22 to Collingwood 2-1-13, and we're at the 23-minute mark. Umpires just sorted out how far Beasley will have to stand back as the kick comes in. A big kick there by young Kroll out towards the half-back line, and Purser comes down and takes a mark. Purser doesn't take that many marks. He's usually content to just knock it out in the ruck or flip it over his teammates racing past. Comes in. He's had a big go from the 50-metre line. Fires up towards goal. Up they go in the air. A chance there in the last line by Kroll. He can't quite get it, and the umpire is rushing in and says, leave it to me, I'll ball it up. So we've got Rosso in charge of the ball, about 12 metres out from goal. Beasley walking around, having a little word to him on the way. Say, how's your stocks and shares at the moment, John? I can help you out. Beasley trying the ruck, didn't get it. Gafer got it out on the ground. Picked up, another flying shot. We wouldn't credit it. Wallace has hit the post. So Bulldogs in this first quarter have hit the post 3 times. And we've got 3-5-22 with Footscray, Collingwood 2-1-13, and 3KZ is football.
This quarter brought to you by Stillwell Ford.
Can believe in Biff Stillwell, the man who knows his car.
Gafer on the kick out, kicked it to himself, nearly ran into a bit of trouble, but finally gets away and drives it out to the half-back line. The ball goes over the line and out of bounds. It's a long while since we've seen 3 posters in one quarter, Jack.
No, it makes the most mistakes. Well, Footscray's made him the most mistakes so far, Ian. They just say that he's the one that generally loses the game, the one that makes the most mistakes. So Footscray, 3 posters, no good.
Down on the ground, a handball there from Brown out towards his teammate and Filkey gets him to half forwards, taken by Foster with a good mark over the top of Starcevic. He handballs it out, goes over to the half-back with Cordy getting a good kick in, and a good courageous mark there to Ford, who beat Mullane that time, and he drives away, drives straight down the ground, looking for the forwards. Up they go. Almost a mark to Steve McPherson, and the umpire is going to play it. Now McPherson's 45 metres out, but he has a beautiful kick of a football, usually. We're into the stage of saying usually. Jack's usually the greatest Moz, but we often have our moments too. So Steve McPherson, 40 or even 40 metres out there, got a 5-metre penalty. Drives towards goal, and I think it's just made it over the line. It has. Yep. It is a goal. And Bulldogs are now 4-5. That swings them along to 29 points. Collingwood 2-1-13. The Stillwell Ford scoreboard, and 3KZ is football.
This quarter brought to you by Stillwell Ford.
Can believe in Biff Stillwell, the man who knows his car.
George Ferrier scored VFL Park.
Essendon 1-4-10 and Carlton also 1-4-10.
Gerald Burke at Richmond.
Scores level 4-3-27 each. Richmond and Sydney Swans.
And there goes the bounce, but there's a centre infringement, and the free kick will go to Footscray. Purser will be to take it. Purser decides to go long. It's a big kick up towards centre half forward. Beasley comes out. Can't mark that ball. McPherson in there fighting hard for it. Can't pick it up, but he'll get the free kick, being held when he didn't have the ball in his possession. And McPherson 40 metres out from goal. Doesn't waste any time. Goes long. It's up towards James. The Collingwood player has fallen over there in Rosonico, but he does well. Gets his hand up and stops James marking the ball. Then stands up. Good clearing dash by Rosonico. Gets the ball out towards centre half forward. Royal picks the ball up off the pack. Handballs to Rance. McPherson's in there. Picks up the ball. Onto the left foot. Turned around. Lines up the goals. And this is a good kick by McPherson. And it's through for another goal to Footscray. That will take Footscray on to 5-5, which is 35 points on the Stillwell forward scoreboard. Collingwood 2-1-13.
And they've really let McPherson get his tail up, Jack, and when he does, he's a dangerous player.
He's doing it very cool and calculating too that time. He played for the free kick and he got it too at that stage too, but then he got back on the left leg. He did very nicely there. He seems to like to get on with the job very quickly, Ian.
And I think he'd appreciate the centre. He'd like to be able to move around, which he hasn't been able to do all that much.
Up they go. Purser gets the knockout again. It comes down towards Bradbury in there. Gets a handball over towards his teammate in Morwood. Morwood picks up the ball. Handballs across to Bradbury again. Bradbury onto the right foot. Kicks up towards Taylor. It's a nice looking pass, but bounces just in front of Taylor. This allows Kennedy to come in. Pick up the ball. Have one bounce and handball over to Steve Wallace. Wallace runs down to the wing. A big kick up towards Rance. Rance goes high but can't take the mark. Kroll has a kick away, but it's smothered before he can get any distance in the kick, and the players stack up on the ball. And umpire Russo comes in to ball it up just wide of the centre half forward position for Footscray.
Rance likes to put the boot out. I don't think it helps him at times either, Laurie.
No, he seems to go for those marks off balance when he's behind. Down goes the ball. Rance wrestling in the ruck, but it comes down towards Maloney. He gets a kick up in towards the full forward position. Bradbury knocks the ball away. Ron James is in there. He's got a dose of the fumbles today. Rosonico comes through and clears well again. A lovely kick in towards Mullane at centre half back. Mullane has one bounce and does a lovely kick up towards Dennis Banks. Dennis Banks, a nice mark there in front of his opponent Eppleson on the centre wing grandstand side. Almost put his foot over the line as he kicked that one in. Kicks up towards centre half forward, but Steve Wallace coming in takes a good mark for Footscray. He kicks back up towards the centre wing. Banks is in the good position here again, but his teammate spoils him. Rance comes through. Handballs nicely across to Cronin. Cronin on the left foot up towards Beasley. Beasley's in the front position, but Gayfer out-bustles him. Picks up the ball. Handballs across to Kerrison. He's tackled by Bamblett, and this allows... Well, Kerrison got the kick, but Bamblett slew him to the side, and he's kicked straight across the ground. McGuinness of Footscray, standing there about 15 metres away, has taken the mark 25 metres out from the Footscray goal on a very slight angle. Not much Kerrison could do. He's just grabbed at the psychological moment. McGuinness puts his boot into that one, and that's through for another goal to Footscray. A good opening quarter by Footscray as they go to 6-5, which will be 41 points on the Stillwell forward scoreboard. Collingwood 2-1-13.
And 3KZ takes you around the grounds. Roy Simmons and Hawthorn.
Hawthorn 6-3-39, West Coast 4-3-27.
Bob Henderson at Geelong.
Geelong 5-2-32, Fitzroy 4 goals straight.
George Fetty at VFL Park.
Carlton 1-6-12, leading Essendon 1-4-10.
Gerald Burke at Richmond.
Sydney 4-5-29, Richmond 4-4-28.
And we're back in the centre of the ground. This time the bounce favours Collingwood, but going in there hard is Petraglia. He smothers the ball in the pack. Fighting hard there is Jamie Turner of Collingwood. Gets the ball onto the bottom of the pack and holds it in there, and umpire Mitchell will come in to bounce the ball. 2 goals to McGuinness, 2 goals to Simon Beasley, and 2 goals to Steve McPherson of Footscray as the ball comes down again over towards Ryan of Collingwood. He picks up the ball, handballs over to Morwood. Morwood in the centre of the ground, handballs back towards Turner. Turner a quick right foot kick which is smothered and goes high up into the air. Manson there interfered with and will get the free kick.
Silly free kick, Jack.
That was a shocking free kick. That's what you do down the park somewhere.
Manson with that awkward style goes up towards Taylor. Kennedy comes from behind with a big thump away, but it comes down towards Brown of Collingwood. He's tackled hard, gets the ball out to Petraglia. Brown falls on him and holds the ball in there. Collingwood fans were appealing to let the play go on as Manson broke away with the ball, but umpire Russo in the meantime has decided to bounce it. On the half-forward line for Collingwood. Up it goes. Purser over the back. A lovely palm out to Petraglia. He gets onto the left foot. Kicks up towards the centre wing position. McPherson's in there again, reading the ball beautifully off the tack. Had held when he didn't have the ball, but play on called the umpire. It comes out to Morwood, and he gets a pass over towards his teammate. He sends a lovely pass in towards Brian Taylor there. And Brian Taylor has taken the mark 35 metres out from goal directly in front. Good play there, and it was Brown of Gavin Brown, the player who put such a lovely pass in there towards Taylor. And already it's shaping as a very interesting battle between Taylor and Kennedy. Taylor coming in, trying to put goal number 2 on the board. Leans back a little, but he's a very accurate kick for goals. And this one's through for goal number 2. Collingwood now go on to 3 goals, 1. 19 points, the Stillwell 4 scoreboard. Footscray, 6-5-41.
One of the things that pleased with Gavin Brown's play last week, Jack, at VFL Park was his accurate disposal of the ball.
He's had a couple of good returns from the back line too, and he's been playing very nice and neatly down there, the same fellow.
Ready for the bounce of the ball in the centre as we check another score with George Ferry at VFL Park.
Carlton 2-6-18, lead Essendon 1-4-10.
We're at the 30 and a half minutes almost gone in the first term. The ball goes down again. Manson and Purser. Purser gets a knock away, but it comes down towards Turner of Collingwood. He gets a little kick up towards centre half forward. Coming through there was Starcevic, but he can't mark the ball. Kicked off the ground by Ryan. Out to Royal, out towards the centre wing. Michael Ford's in there, picks up the ball, but in the meantime, a free kick to Rance. He handballs, and there goes the siren to end.